Hello, this is Danielle. I wanted to share a little bit about how I came to practice some of the modalities that I do. And it all starts after physical therapy school. I was feeling really tired and fatigued. I had just moved to Texas with my husband, and I remember sitting at the counter, like not having the energy to get up. I was just so tired, and I was having irregular periods after being on birth control pills for a long time. I had come off the birth control pills, but my cycles were really irregular. Diagnosed with PCOS, and the medical field, I wasn't really happy with the solutions that they were offering. So I found functional medicine and changed a lot about my diet and my lifestyle, and was feeling better, but was still having irregular periods. So my aunt, who is also a physical therapist, recommended I go to a John Barnes myofascial release class, and also a craniosacral class, because those modalities can help balance the hormones in a different way without medication. And so it just so happens that John Barnes was coming to Texas, and so I went to his class, and I remember sitting in his class and just being like, thank you. This is what I have been wanting to learn, because it was combining a physical modality with energy, and it was taking into account someone's life and their experiences and their trauma and energy, and it was combining all of that, and it was looking at the body as a whole. So I was all excited, and I was really excited to use it on myself. And so I took a yellow ball, which is the same yellow ball that I give to all my clients at their first session, because I so believe in the power of self-treatment from this experience. I took this yellow ball and I self-treated over my ovaries, because someone at the class had discovered or found that I had just so much restriction over my ovaries. It was painful, and I was able to relax into it. And after I released those restrictions, I started getting my periods more regularly. So it went from like once every 6 months to once every 1 to 2 months. So it was getting better, and I was like feeling better. It was so interesting. The clients that I was seeing were getting better. And then I had the opportunity to go study with John Barnes at his clinic, and I worked alongside of him to see clients and see how he worked, and he treated me as well. And during his treatment for me, he did internal pelvic work, and he released my ovaries. And when he was leaving the room, he joked with me, if the baby comes out with blue eyes, you'll know it's from me. And he kind of winked and left the room. And at the time I was wanting to be pregnant, but having difficulty. And 2 weeks later, after I got home, 2 weeks later, I conceived. And sure enough, the baby girl came out with blue eyes. And my husband and I don't have blue eyes. And she was also born on John Barnes' birthday. So I loved that. It was such a cool synchronicity. And then I was really loving combining myofascial release, and then I learned craniosacral therapy with energy healing. And so I was learning energy healing through Alyssa Mailhorn, who is an amazing spiritual teacher and consciousness facilitator, and she was really helping me to understand some of what I was feeling in the body. And so I would be holding these releases on people, and while I was holding the release, you have to hold it for 3 to 5 minutes. And while I was holding the release, I would be running energy or sending energy. And it was really helping to address the energy component of the physical symptom, because they're so linked. They're linked. So I loved doing that. And it really was so helpful for me when I went through a miscarriage. So while I was going through the miscarriage, I was running energy on myself. And after, I was able to have some sessions with some facilitators who helped me to heal, and it was so helpful. And I actually had a session with Alyssa and was doing some energy work there. And a few days after that, I conceived, and that baby was born on Alyssa's birthday. So I love those little universe wings. It was so fun. And I continued to see clients, and I was seeing a lot of great results with combining these modalities. And there was a missing piece, a missing link. There's some clients that just weren't getting better. And so I realized there was part of the body that I didn't know much about, and I wasn't paying much attention to, and that was the organs. So I went to a visceral manipulation class to learn how to work with the organs. And in that class, I got to be a demo. I had diastasis recti, which is when your abdomen's muscles split apart, and mine were split apart about 3 centimeters. And so I got to be the demo for that technique because I had the largest split open in the whole class. And so in about 5 minutes, my abdomen went from 3 centimeters down to 1 centimeter split, which is a big difference. And the reason was, and at the time I was going to physical therapy and doing the core work and like doing the things that I know how to do as a physical therapist, but it just wasn't working. And I was getting so frustrated, like, why can't I do this? I should be able to do this. But what was happening was I had so much tightness underneath here that even doing core work, I couldn't bring my abs together because the tightness here was preventing it. So what the therapist did was she released underneath, and then it allowed my abs to just close naturally. So after that experience, I was hooked on visceral manipulation. It really helped me to heal from that, and also just to feel this new level of space in my body. And so I love getting this type of work done. I love doing self-treatment with this type of work, and I really advocate for that for people. And then the last piece that I brought into my own life was after my second baby, I also felt that there was still something else going on, something else missing. I had this ping of like parasites, and I don't know where it came from, but it was just like release parasites, release parasites. So I looked up the different options of companies and loved CellCore. I really resonated with CellCore. And looking at the price, I was I put it on pause. I was like, okay, interesting. This would be a great thing to do for me, but not right now. So I waited about a year, and then in the span of a week, about 5 people told me about CellCore, and I was like, okay, this is my sign. So I made the investment, and I realized CellCore is an investment, but I made the investment and did the 9 to 10 month cleanse. And during that time, I released about 50 worms from my body, and they say you can only see about 30% of what comes out, of the parasites that come out. So I saw 50 worms come out. I experienced a decrease in cravings, my neck pain. I've had this chronic neck pain, this cervicogenic dizziness for years, and I've been to physical therapy, I've been to acupressure, acupuncture, all the things, craniosacral therapy, and seen amazing practitioners, and it was still there. But after releasing some of the viruses and these infections in my body with the CellCore products, that went away. And I think that there was a real benefit to supporting my body from the inside out. All of these years I've been supporting my body with physical modalities from the outside in, and to try something a little different for me was really supportive, and it worked hand in hand with all the modalities that I was already doing. So it really changed my life, and my parents decided to do it, and my mom had this chronic cough for a couple years, and she was coughing up mucus every day. And she wasn't trying to get rid of this, she just was wanting to try something that I was doing. And it turns out that after she released some parasites, that cough went away. And so that was really interesting. And I love learning about how our bodies are all connected, and parasites can be anywhere in the body, and they can affect these symptoms that we think are, just symptoms that we have and we just accept. And so I love seeing the possibilities in our bodies and in our lives, and blending these modalities together has been really fun for me. So I'm happy to get to share it with other people and support other people, and hopefully I can empower you to be your own advocate in your life and in your health, and to follow what feels true for you, and to follow that curiosity. That's how I have found all of these modalities and these things that have supported me, is following my curiosity and just really trusting in my body. So thanks for listening, and have a great day.